What is up, LNS fam? As you can see, I'm here to do a very detailed review of these sneakers. These are the Nike Adapt BB 2.0. So let's go! So guys, as you can see, I have 3 pairs of this Nike Adapt BB, and I'm actually very excited to do this review because this is definitely a very good sneakers. Just to give you a brief background, so these sneakers were actually released last February 16, which is during the All-Star weekend, and the first person who wore these sneakers during the All-Star weekend was Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies. He didn't wear the exact colorway that we have here. He actually used a Chicago colorway, which is this one. However, it's the same sneakers, it's just a different colorway. So this sneakers actually retails at $400. So it's $50 more expensive than the original Nike Adapt BB. Now, we will be discussing later if this is worth it or not. But yeah, in the Philippines, it was released at the retail price is at 17,500 or 17,499 pesos. So I think it's cheaper to buy it here in the Philippines because it's definitely less than $400. In the US, it's $400. But anyway, let's move on to the sneakers and see what is special about it, and maybe we could decide if these sneakers are worth $400 US. So first up, the first thing that I noticed once I picked up the sneakers is that it's very heavy. I mean, it's heavier than the original Adapt BB. This one is a little bit more lighter compared to this one, but I think this has a lot more in the sneakers compared to the previous one. The previous one, the original Adapt BB, this one is very minimal or minimalistic. It has a minimalistic vibe. However, this one is like, it's too bulky. It actually looks big, if you can see. It looks bigger than your typical basketball sneakers. And yeah, it's heavy. I have an idea why this one is a little bit heavier than the previous one, and that is mainly for me because of the additional cushion around the sneakers. So it has a lot of cushioning around the ankle to give more support. And then obviously, as you can see, on the heel it has a plastic heel counter that is actually protruding here. So basically, the things that they did on this sneakers, this 2.0 model compared to the previous one, is that they added more flexibility on the tongue, because the previous one is more of like a sock-like fit. However, this one, the tongue is loose, so it's easier to put your feet inside the sneakers compared to the other one. Actually, I also had a hard time fitting or putting my feet inside that sneakers, this one, because the entry point is a bit too narrow or small. However, for this one, since it has a very loose tongue, so you have a lot of space to put in your feet. Now, another thing that they used on this or they did for these sneakers is this heel tab. So actually, all you need to do is pull this tongue tab and the heel tab and then slide your feet inside the sneakers or inside the shoe. So now let's talk about the materials that they use on these sneakers. So from what I've read and what I've researched, the upper is actually made out of ballistic mesh, which is this one. And it has a lot of it gives you a feel of a plastic mesh, but they say it's ballistic mesh. So it also has a lot of fused overlay. So on the toe over here, there's a fused overlay, and then on this area over here, There's another fuse overlay, and on this side you can see it mentions a power lacing system. Yes, this is actually a power lacing system. It's not an auto lace because it's not actually, honestly, for me, it's not really lacing. It's more of auto tighten because it's not really your typical lacing mechanics. It doesn't really lace up. It just tightens or pull the strings so the fit will tighten. But anyway, it's part of marketing, so that's what they call it. It's a power lace system. So the power lace system is kind of different from the old one because for this sneakers, the strings are actually exposed, as you can see. There's a little bit of concern for me by having these strings exposed because you'll never know that this might hook up on something and it can tear out the strings. Compared to the old one, you can't even see you can't even see the strings, so it's really protected. Because the thing is, once this string is cut off, then the whole power lacing system is gone. You can't use it. You cannot put an extra laces to tighten your sneakers. It's done. You cannot perform the main feature of these sneakers. Now, apart from the ballistic mesh that it has on the upper, which is sort of like a shroud, it looks like a shroud over here, as you can see. The back area of the upper is actually made of suede material. So it has a very good quality suede material on the back end of the upper. It's all over the back part. And then of course this plastic or TPU, it's not really hard. You can actually push it like this. So this plastic heel tab, and then of course inside on the sock liner, it's really heavily padded, as you can see. There's a very thick padding to give extra support on your feet when you're using this. Now, so one thing I like about this sneakers is that the whole tongue over here is made out of 3M reflective material. So when the flash or light hits this one, it gives you a reflective glow. So I like that hit over here. And then on the tongue tab, it's made out of this nice leather. I can't say it's too premium, but it's just nice. Plus you have this circle over here where you can see there's an L, so meaning this is for your left foot. And then on the other side you have R, so it's your right foot. But I mean, you would know which one is left and right? Anyway, let's move on to the other parts of the sneaker. So other details of the sneakers is that this string holder over here, it has a Nike logo. Same on this side. And then on the middle top of the upper, you have this swoosh, a big swoosh, which is actually made out of this rubber dots or rubber nods on top that forms into a big swoosh. So another swoosh over here outlined in white on the medial side. And then now let's move on to the midsole. So the midsole is again the same as the older version, made out of Cushlon. A lot of people, from what I've read, a lot of players have been complaining about this one because the only cushioning system that it has is the Cushlon, which is the rubber that they made. However, for this one, apart from the Cushlon on the midsole, they also added in this zoom unit on the forefoot. So the zoom unit on this forefoot is actually the exact same zoom unit that they use for the Kyrie 6, Kyrie 5, which is a very a lot of players actually love that zoom unit on the forefoot. So it has a huge this red circle over here. That's where the zoom unit is. So it has a very huge zoom unit on the forefoot, which these are actually notes that Nike got from the players because they really love how they did it on the Kyries. So apart from the Cushlon, now they added on these sneakers the zoom unit. So apart from the zoom unit, of course, you will have the mechanism or the motor that runs the power lacing system, which is on this part. So it's actually on this middle part. There's a box over here, similar to what they have here. It's on this part, the arc part. So on this side, you will have these buttons where you can lace them like this or unlace. So basically it's tighten, untighten. So plus of course to tighten and minus to untighten. So basically that is it. Other thing noticeable here, of course, this shape. I'm not sure what's the shape look like, but this is the holder for these buttons. Now again, just like the other Adapt sneakers, the Adapt BB 1.0 and the Huarache Adapts, so you can actually connect your sneakers to your phone through a Nike app, which is cool because you can actually adjust the tightness of your sneakers, of these sneakers, through your phone by manually adjusting it through the app. Or if you have an iPhone, you can talk to Siri and Siri will adjust it the way you want it. Now on the app itself, you can also make some pre-adjustments on the sneakers, so you can also input or record a certain fit that you want on your sneakers, so that once you click that one or once you tell it to Siri, it will automatically go on that fit for the sneakers. So yeah, you can also customize the fit of the tightness of the sneakers through your phone, through the mobile app of the Nike Adapt. Now here is what the insole looks like. So it's here. So it's actually very thick. It's not your usual midsole that you can see in other sneakers. So this is actually quite premium, I might say. I mean, because I've seen a lot of, like, compared to other Nikes, this is definitely a more premium insole. And you can see here, because you will see the L here because this is the left insole, and then you will see the swoosh on the middle, and then on top you have this the Adapt logo. I think this is the Adapt logo, and it has the similar shape as this one. So apart from the insoles, it also comes with this flashy shoe tree. This is a plastic shoe tree, almost similar to the ones that they have on the Jordan 11s. Because most of the Nike sneakers, they normally have either crumpled paper inside or a carton shoe tree, but this one has a more premium shoe tree. It's more wider, I think, if I'm not, yeah, compared to the shoe tree that we had for the original Adapt BB. So guys, the biggest question mark is, are these sneakers really worth it? Are they worth $400 or 17,500 pesos in the Philippines? Honestly, I must admit that even though they have added a lot of premium materials to upgrade these sneakers and the technology that it has, I don't believe that it is actually worth it. There's a lot of sneakers who are more cheaper than this one, like at least half the price of this one, that can give you some of the technologies that this can give, and without, of course, the power lacing. And yeah, I mean, like, for example, if you buy the Kyries are only like $130, and you will have the same midsole, the same fit. You know, there's a lot of other choices, like the LeBrons. If you have more money, it's about $200. It's almost, I think, the same. It can give you also the same feeling without the power lacing. So basically, you're adding additional $200 or more just for the power lacing system, which is, for me, it's not really a necessity. It's not necessarily to have the power lace. In fact, it would only make you lazy, because instead of just tying up your laces, you will just push a button or talk to the app so that it could tighten. So for me, even though it is a very cool sneakers, don't get me wrong, I love these sneakers, I just don't like the price point because it's too expensive. I think if this was priced at about $250 US, a lot of people will buy these, just for the sake of having a power lace sneakers. But in reality, do you need the power lace system? Not really. It's more of like just to have some flair or have something unique in your sneakers. But yeah, definitely these sneakers is not worth it for the price. So overall, I couldn't really recommend you guys buying these sneakers, especially if you don't have enough money. If you like playing basketball, just buy the other sneakers, like the Kyries, the PG4s. Those are more, let me say, more affordable and more efficient sneakers comparing to this one. However, if you have a lot of money to spend and you want to show a little bit of flash when you're playing basketball, then you could get this one. Now, the resale price of these sneakers, I checked in StockX, it's reaching about $500 US. So in the Philippines, it's over 25,000 pesos or even more. The thing is that since these were released in a limited quantity, so there's a lot of hype, or there's a lot of demand for these sneakers, and not a lot of people got them. So now the prices is jumping a little bit higher than the usual price or the retail price. Now guys, do you want me to do a very detailed comparison between the Nike Adapt BB 1.0 and the Nike Adapt BB 2.0? Let me know in the comment section down below. So I would like to hear from you if I should be doing a comparison video between these two. And yeah, if a lot of you agree, then I will definitely do another video to compare the version 1 and the version 2 of this Nike Adapt BBs. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please press the thumbs up button down below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please press the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Follow us on all our social media accounts. Till next time.